Colby Covington is back in the news cycle once again. It's 2025, and Colby Chaos Covington is trying to stay relevant by whatever means possible. Of course, he fell in his last fight to JOAQIN Buckley, doctor's stoppage, via a cut on the eyelid. It was kind of a nasty cut, kind of one of those cuts that you could have seen a couple more rounds of the fight. Yes, it was stopped in between the third and fourth rounds, just when Colby was having a little bit of success. Now, was he going to win the fight? Very, very unlikely. JOAQIN Buckley was putting an absolute beatdown on Colby in the first 2 rounds, but Colby is known for his cardio, so it's possible that he could have made a turnaround to at least gain back some sort of interest from the fans in terms of like, oh yeah, Colby's actually looking good in this one. Colby looked all right. He threw a couple of fun kicks in there. He didn't look awful, but he didn't look all that great. And he did not look like a top 5 form fighter in the UFC anymore. He's been a perennial contender for the belt. Deservedly so at times, not so deservedly so at other times. So he's back in the news cycle calling out a familiar face, Sean Strickland. Let's listen to what Colby Chaos Covington had to say the other day, speaking to Submission Radio, one of his favorite media outlets. Take a listen.
But 85, honestly, 85 is intriguing. I think it would be kind of cool to go up there with the narrative like, oh, this guy's a small 70. He's going to go up to 85 and take on an even bigger challenge. So there is a possibility. You know, I'm always looking for the biggest and best fights. So I know those guards are a lot slower. So that's why guys that leave welterweight and they go to middleweight have so much success. You know, those guys like Whitaker who became champion. A guy like Sean Strickland who became a champion. So, you know, they leave this welterweight where these guys are fast, they're good cardio, these are the best athletes on the planet in this weight class. So, I definitely want to put on some muscle, but I'd also want to be efficient with the speed and making sure I'm really quick twitched, ready to pounce on these guys.
Anyone like at middleweight specifically that you'd love to have a crack at, you reckon?
You know, I mean, the Sean Strickland fight's always interesting. You know, he's had his things to say about me in the past. I don't think he's anything special. He's got a jab, he's got a front kick, but besides that, you know, you shut those weapons down, and he's very limited. So, you know, he's a cardio fighter. He's just a cardio kickboxer, essentially. So I don't see any threats out of Sean Strickland, and it's an entertaining fight that I might entertain in the future. We'll see.
All right, thanks for that from Submission Radio. Of course, Colby Covington calling Sean Strickland a cardio kickboxer. Colby, let's be honest, that's what you are at this point. Now, again, looking ahead, Colby said it right there out in the open about Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is mostly a boxer, but he's a heavy pressure boxer. He's always in your face, and that's how he was able to defeat Adesanya to grab the middleweight strap on late notice. If I can get my words together, we'll get somewhere with this YouTube channel, but we'll see how it all plays out the rest of the year. Get back to the fights at hand. Sean Strickland is somebody that Colby Covington, I'm sure, would like to fight. Somebody who doesn't hit hard at all. Colby is a tough fighter, but he's a cardio machine himself. That's all he has really to offer at this point and stage in his career. Of course, following the JOAQIN Buckley defeat, Gilbert Burns was calling for Colby to fight in March or April in Miami, and Colby answered back with, hell yeah, let me get Gilbert Burns in the aftermath. Colby was upset that he leaked his friend Chael's phone number. If I can get my details all fixed, again, we'll get this thing sorted out by the end of the video. But Gilbert was going back and forth with Chael following the fight, saying some things about Colby. Chael spat back. He was in Colby's corner. Hulk Hogan was in the corner. It was a menagerie of fantastic, fun personalities in the corner of Colby Covington, but he just couldn't get it done down there in Tampa Bay. Gilbert Burns was firing some shots saying that he wanted to fight him. Chael responded in kind. Gilbert leaked his number. Chael made some fun out of it, and Colby ran to Chael's defense, of course. But here we go. This is all action. This would be a fun fight for the old heads to get done. An all-action fight. They'd probably just meet in the middle and throw down. They're both good in the grappling department, but who knows? Maybe Gilbert tries to submit Colby. Maybe Colby tries to take Gilbert Burns down. We don't quite know how this one plays out. I doubt that it happens, but both guys are up for it. Interesting matchup here for Colby. Whatever he does next, obviously he wants to get in there, have some big fights before he can walk away. He hasn't been very active the last couple of years, so that's kind of the concern there. We'll see what happens. Do you think you are interested in this one? I'm interested in it. Two older guys, two guys at the tail end of their careers. That's why I'd rather see this. Do we need to see some up-and-comers run them over? Maybe for the name value, that would be better. That's true. So you guys let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.